Hello, good afternoon, class. How's everybody doing today? Very good. So, hope everybody had a good weekend, and it's Monday. So, today we're going to be learning in Unit 9, pages 56 through 58. And in that unit, we are going to be talking about how did people communicate in the past. So just like we did last week, what was leisure time in the past? But in this unit, we're going to talk about communication. And what communication is how people can talk to each other, giving each other advices and stuff like that. That's communications when you're talking to each other or a group. Okay? So how did people communicate in the past? Does anybody know? Okay, so as today's generation, I'm guessing you guys telephone, public phone, letters, telegram. Does anybody know any of these right here? Okay, drop me a voice message if you do know what it is, okay? But in the past, say with my generation, in the past, we didn't have smartphones like we do today. Cell phones, internet, we didn't have those back then. What we had was a telephone. Okay, and what a telephone is, here I got a picture for you. This is a telephone. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is a telephone. A telephone, it's a device, basically almost like a cell phone, but a telephone is inside the house. You can't take it outside. You can't put it in your pocket. Telephone is like a landline where it's connected to a wire that you plug into the wall, and that's how it works. Okay? And telephone back then, phone bill was pretty expensive, and telephone, you could only make calls and receive calls. You cannot send text messages or photos or anything like that. And these phones, they're very heavy. They were very heavy. If you imagine holding this piece right here to your ear like this for about half an hour, you wouldn't be wanting to talk on the phone anymore because it's so heavy. So that's our telephone back then in, say, like 1980s, okay? Okay, another thing is public phone. Public phone, we had a lot of those back in the past. They were on every corner of the streets. You could walk down the streets, and every corner you'll see a payphone there. So a public phone, it means it's available to the public where anybody can use it. But the thing is, with a public phone, you have to put coins in it in order for you to use it. It's not free. So if you wanted to use it, you got to put in, I think, like 10 cents or 25 cents. And depending on how many minutes you use, you got to keep adding more. But these are very good. Say like if you're outside, you're not at home, and you're outside and you needed to talk to somebody. So you could go walk down the street and you'll find yourself a public phone. Okay? And the other way how we also communicated in the past are by letters. Okay, letters. Letters we would write like how you guys do right now, like text messages, but we would write on a piece of paper. Sometimes it would be like 2-3 pages long, and we would write to our friends, families, or relatives, and we would send it to them, and send it by the post office, I'm sorry. Yes, but when you send them the letter, they won't receive the letter for a couple days, sometimes even a week maybe. So right here, when you write letters asking questions, you won't get answers back real quick. You got to wait for the post office to deliver the mail, and then you got to wait for the person that you're writing to write back to you, and then they got to send it back. So that process right there will probably take you about a week for you to write letters, okay? And that's how another way we communicated in the past. Here's an example. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show you the public phone. This is what a public phone looks like, okay? You'll see these on the street on every corner, and right here, that's where you put the coins in. And then down below here is a phone book. It has people's name and their phone numbers and address on it. Okay, so again, this is a public phone. You'll see these on the streets. Okay, and letters. Here's an envelope with the letter. So when you write a letter, this is how it would look like. Okay, you would have your name up here with your address, and then down here you have whoever you're writing it to and to their address and their country. And before you send it, you got to put a postage stamp right here. Postage stamp is like money that you're paying for the post office. If you don't have a postage stamp, they won't deliver that mail for you. Okay? Now, another way of communicating in the past is by telegram. Telegram is, here, I got another example. This is a telegram. Okay, how a telegram works is you go to the shop and you give them a message, like a text message, and they will like tap it out on you, sort of like a telegraph. Telegraph, in other words, it's a Morse Code where they punch in a thing and it goes dee 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 dee. That's a Morse Code, and it sends them a message to whoever you're sending it to. And how that works is when you send it, it goes to the other side. They deliver that message to the person's house, and that's how they get the telegraph. Okay, and telegram back then, they were very expensive. We were looking at $10 for maybe 10 words, so we're looking at $1 a word. And telegram back then, they were only used for like emergencies and like birthdays and stuff like that. Okay. So now that you guys got a brief understanding on how we communicated in the past, okay, again, telephone, public phone, letters, and telegram, okay? Now, moving along to keywords. These keywords I want you to know before you read the text so you can understand the text, okay? Number one, public. Okay, what public means is to be able to be seen or known by everyone. So in other words, public, it means it's available to everybody. Everybody could use it, everybody could see it, and it's known by everybody, okay? So it's not private, public. Okay, number two, souvenir. Okay, souvenir is a thing that is kept as a reminder of a person, place, or thing. So a souvenir could be anything, like say, for an example, if you go to a water park, or I'm sorry, a better example, say if you want to go to Batabong, okay? And Batabong, they have souvenirs, something that you could remind you of Batabong, okay? And then you will buy it, and then when you look at it years later down the road, it will remind you of Batabong. So again, souvenir is something that is kept as a reminder. It'll help you remind of what that object is to you. Okay, number three, parcel. Okay, again, parcel. Parcel is an object wrapped in a paper to be carried or sent by post or mail. So parcel is basically like a Christmas present or a birthday present. So a parcel, if you want to send like a box of clothes or candies to somebody, you would wrap it up in paper, and then you would get some rope and tie it around that, and then you would give it to the post office, and they would deliver like that. Okay, so that's a parcel. Okay, and number four, instant. Again, instant, that means to be really quick or fast. So instant is really quick, fast, okay? So now that you got the keywords down, moving along to your task, I want you to read page 56. And after you're done reading page 56, I want you to drop me a personal or send me a voicemail on what you just read to my personal telegram, okay? And we'll continue this on video 2. Okay, everybody, I hope you guys got a brief understanding about how we communicate in the past, and telephone, public telephone, letters, and telegram. All right, we'll see you guys in video 2. Thank you very much. Okay, welcome back, class. So in video 1, I had you guys read pages 56. Okay, so I had a few from you guys saying you had a question on what is a mobile phone and why does it weigh like a brick. Okay, back then our first mobile phone, it wasn't small like how you guys have your smartphones right now. Our mobile phone back then, we couldn't put it in our pocket. I mean, it was like this big. It's almost the same size as a brick. Okay, and that phone, you can't do nothing with it. You can only make calls and receive calls. Okay, so that's a mobile phone that we had back then. Okay, so understanding of what we read on page 56, we're talking about Nadia and her grandma. So Nadia's having questions on how her grandma communicated in the past, right? So her grandma's telling her that this is how she used to communicate in the past. Telephone, public phone, letters, and telegram. She didn't have the stuff that we do have right now with the internet. No text messages, no Facebook, no messenger. This is how we communicated in the past. And another thing, group chat. There was a question about group chat. You guys are thinking group chat like in Messenger. Back then, when we talk about group chat, is when a bunch of us would gather up and we would just talk and have a conversation. That's what a group chat mean back then in the past, okay? So again, Nadia, her grandma, telegrams, letters, public phone, and telephone, okay? Okay, and moving along to your next task, I want you to answer page 57. Okay, 57, it shows you to draw a line from A, B, C, D with these pictures right here, okay? They want you to draw a line. But what I want you to do is, I want you to write the letter next to the picture, okay? It'll be more cleaner. So write the letters next to the pictures. So number 1, for example, writing or printing to one person or lots of people. So you would look at the picture and you would guess which picture does that text mean, okay? And write the letter next to the picture. Okay, and then part 2, they want you to circle the ending that fits best. So letter A, grandma spoke to her friends on, then you would have to go back and read the text and find out which one it is, okay? So you wouldn't want to circle that. With this one, I want you to draw a line. Okay, so for example, you draw A, you draw a line here to whatever you think the answer is, okay? Okay, and part 3, what is the big difference between getting together to chat and writing on Facebook? So now that you guys have an understanding on how we communicate now and from the past, I want you to write down here on what the difference is, okay? And then when you're done with that, I want you to take a picture of it and send it to my personal account, okay? Do not send it on the group chat. Okay, everybody, I will see you in video 3. Thank you. Okay, welcome back, class, and thank you for submitting me your task work for number 2. So video 3, we're going to review on what we've learned today. So I explained to you guys on how people used to communicate in the past. We had telephones. Now you guys have cell phones, you have your laptop, you have your iPad. So there's a difference there. Number 2, public phones. Right now, public phones you rarely see anymore. The cell phone dominated the public phone, so we don't see public phones anymore. Before, they were on every corner of the street, like I mentioned in video 1. But as of today, you can barely find one. Okay? And number 3, letters. Nobody really sends letter anymore. But back in the past, that's how we did communicate. We send letters. Today, the only letters you get is like what? Your power bill, your water bill. That's the only kind of letters you would get. Okay, and number 4, telegram. Telegram, nobody really uses no more, and since we got our instant messenger Telegram, like what we're doing right now, so it's real quick, quicker than how it was back in the past, how they used it. Okay, so if you have any questions, you could ask me or text me, and I would answer you. So for your homework, I want you to ask your parents, how did they communicate it in the past before they had cell phones? So that is your homework. I want you to write one paragraph on how your parents communicated in the past. I'm really anxious to know how Cambodia communicated with each other in the past, okay? All right, class, and that is today's lesson. I hope you guys learned something, and I will see you guys next week. Don't forget your homework. Please submit it to me by next Monday, okay? Everybody have a safe day and be safe. Thank you.